I'll start real quick.
Yeah, you do it. You go.
I think that the pros ride enough. They understand that the mistakes come with the territory. Winning and failing is part of the same journey. It's the same experience. Like you can't have winning without failing. It's that
Mm-hmm.
you could be the person that just doesn't attempt anything and tries to just stay where you're at, not experience either one of those things, right?
Mm.
Which isn't usually a good path to go. But if you're going to try to win and try to compete, you have to accept the fact that you are going to fail. And when I say fail, not just like losing a race, I mean just making mistakes along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think most pros they ride enough times a week and they ride consistently enough that it's just normal. They refocus really quickly and they lock onto that next moment really, really quickly. Where, maybe your average person is experiencing a few things to that. Maybe there's a fear that creeps in, and the fear is a little bit of like, oh, that just happened. Maybe that will happen again, right? And projecting a moment in the future that hasn't happened yet, but they're just basing it on like the mistake that they just made. Or
Mm.
maybe that amateur is thinking about, oh, did somebody just see that mistake, or did my mom or
Yeah.
dad just see
Yeah.
me do that, or
Who's watching? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
who just did I just embarrass myself type of thing. And the pros aren't really having those moments. They've
No.
and it's not because they're superhuman, but they've just practiced enough that they're very good for the most part at being locked into that moment
Mm.
and letting the moment go when they mess up.
From my view, is I would always go into your certainly practice sessions. I'd always go in thinking that you should always be mindful of what your technique is doing. So where are my feet? Where are my knees? Where are my elbows? And if you're always riding in that kind of learning state, then those mistakes don't have the same impact. When you're riding in a state where you're thinking, I've got to go as quick as I can, or I've got to look a certain way, and then you make a mistake, they hit harder. So I think if you can swing your leg over the bike every time you ride it in a learning posture, and always thinking, I'm going to constantly remind myself, where are my feet? Where are my knees? Where are my hips? Where are my elbows? How is my head forward? Is it back? If you're kind of always in that state, mistakes are just part of that and they don't hit as hard. So that's kind of how I'd answer that.
Al, you're doing such a better job of answering questions today than me. But it's great because it's giving me ideas. So exactly, because if you're out there with a growth mindset of how can I learn, it does keep you really hyper focused on that exact moment, because
Mm.
you're just looking for ways to micro adjust and correct, and to, okay, that didn't go quite right, but I just learned this from